Right, today we want to talk about creating constructor function in JavaScript. Now, constructor function is essentially a way to generate objects quickly. And so I want to take a moment to first give a quick reminder of what is an object, right, in JavaScript, how we set those up. So we're going to create a basic object, and let's just call this object person. And so var person equals, got our curly brackets, and again, we give our object properties. For example, a person might have a first name property. So we might set that first name equal to Johnny, and then we have maybe a last name property, and we're going to set that to 5. And then maybe there's an age property, set that to say 23. And then we can also add methods to this object, and we might establish something like let's say a method called get full name. And what that get full name method will do is it will return the full name of this person. And so get full name, we would establish a function, and again, that function will, this method will return the full name. And so if you remember this, to grab or access the first name property of this person, you use the this keyword. So this dot first name, and then we'll add to that a little space in between first and last name, and then we need to call this dot last name. And so this this get full name method returns this dot first name, which is Johnny, and this dot last name, which is 5. Right, and we can save that. We can console log the method here. Let's say we want to view the get full name. Sorry, I forgot to add the object, right? Person dot get full name. So the object and then the method that is on that object gets called. So if we open this up, so we need to open the HTML. You can see my simple HTML in the body. I just have a p tag that says open the developer console as a reminder. And then I'm pulling in my JavaScript file here with the script tag. So I'm going to go live with my HTML. And then I'm going to do as it says here and open my developer console. And, this, don't worry about this warning here. It's not finding the favicon file, but nothing to worry about there. I'm gonna clear that and refresh this, and you'll see I'm console logging the full name, Johnny 5. And get back to the JavaScript file here. Again, the person is the object, and get full name is the method on that. So notice, again, a couple of things here. When you add your property, you put the colon, and then these are all separated by commas, each of your properties and methods. So when we start to create our first constructor function, right, so we're going to do a constructor function here. And what this constructor function is going to do is it's going to allow us to generate multiple people instead of just one person that's hard-coded here. We are going to generate person objects using a constructor function. And so in this case, we're gonna start by using the function notation, the function keyword, and we're gonna give that a name. And usually we'll use a capital letter. So we would say function person, and then we're gonna give this person some parameters, and those parameters are the things that you're gonna, want to properties that you're gonna want to set within your objects here. So if we think about a person as a, following this object example, that person might have a first name, last name, and an age. So we can put first name, last name, and age is our 3 parameters here. And then in order to set those in a constructor function, we're going to start by saying this dot first name is going to equal the first name, whatever we pass in as the first name. But again, I want you to just I just want to draw your attention to the difference here. When you set your properties on an object, on a literal object, you use the colon, and there's commas separating those. When you create your constructor function, your properties need this keyword on them, and you're going to use the equal sign and colon here, semicolon here. So you're not going to use the exact same setup that you use for a literal object. So we come down here, let's do this dot last name, and we'll say that's equal to last name. Again, that's the last name that you're passing in when you instantiate one of these persons. And this dot age will equal age. And now if we want to, again, set up a method like the get full name method, we're still going to need this keyword, this dot get full name equals function, and we will return, so that this part will be the same. Return this dot first name plus our space plus this dot last name. And let's just take a look at how we would instantiate this. So again, now if we want to, we can quickly create multiple people. For example, I can set up a var and say person1 is equal to, and we're going to use the new keyword when we go to call a new person, create a new person. So we're going to say var person1 equals new person, and we put in our parameters. So the first person needs a first name, and again, we might just say, let's just come up with some names like Susan. That's the first name. Last name, let's go with Johnson. And then an age, let's say 32. Okay. And notice, again, the person is, we're creating this new person, and this dot first name, so the first name of this person is going to be the first name that's passed in. And we can see that if we console log. So I'm just going to console.log person1 and see what we see here in the console. Now notice it printed out the whole person, first name Susan, last name Johnson, age 32, and then you can see this get full name method is here. So we can do things like say console.log person1 dot get full name. Right, call the method on that first person, and now it's printing out. Sorry, I'm actually printing my original property here too. So let me get rid of that. I want to clear this console and refresh so you can see it's printing Susan Johnson. So it's printing out the full name of the person1. Right, now we can create multiple people quickly, right, by using this constructor function. So I can say person2 equals new person, let's say Brian, Thompson, and age 27. Right, now we can console log the second person as well. Person2 dot get full name, and now we'll see it's printing both, right? The Susan Johnson and Brian Thompson. So again, we can make as many of these people as we want, persons. We can generate a new person by just simply calling new person and adding in the parameters that we created up here for it. And so that's a basic idea of a constructor function, using the function with a generally, again, capitalized name, putting in some parameters, calling or setting those properties with the this keyword, this dot first name, this dot last name, this dot age. And then the method, same thing, this dot, and then the method name, get full name, equals the function, and the code in that method to be run. And we create those new persons by setting them to a variable, calling new person, and putting in those arguments. So that's a basic overview of a constructor function, and hopefully that was helpful. You have a blessed day.